So we're going to see if I can start a habit of being up a little earlier, just in case, because we've had some technical hiccups, and I just want to give it a little more time ahead of time in case we have bumps. So I'm just going to double check that Facebook is behaving, because yesterday it wasn't. And so we'll make sure, and then we'll set ourselves up. Make sure you have your mat, your blanket, your playlist loaded, June 2020. Linda, good morning, Donna. Hello. Grand to have all systems running. When yesterday they didn't. So I will announce it again at the end of class. Ideally, I will remember this. But because of the I think Facebook has held us fairly well to this point. YouTube, yes, and we can replay them, which is great. And what I like most about Facebook and YouTube is that people have access to it. And they can sort of stumble across the practice, or they can seek it out. But it's available to everyone, and that really is the word that's important to me, is that this is available. These are practices that exist in us, that when we repeat them, they call through us this remarkable shared experience. And so that's also why this is donation-based, is to make sure that everyone who has an interest has access. And so right now we're on Facebook and YouTube. If for technical reasons that's not possible every day, what I'd like is to be able to put it up on Zoom sometimes. But Zoom requires an invitation link. And so it's harder to sort of stumble across and join in. It would still be open, it would still be available, that link would exist on my website. So far we haven't had to do that, but be sure you're on my mailing list in case I send something out. So that's the best way to know. If you wanted to join in Zoom class like I did yesterday afternoon, then the newsletter and the website are really the way in which I can communicate. I can't reach you otherwise. So hop on the newsletter list if you want updates and see how this progresses. This is day 95 out of 365. And we have just a moment more before we start. And the idea of hygiene came clear to me yesterday. the idea of brushing my teeth is not an act of willpower. It's so ingrained in me. It's so much an aspect of what I understand to be fundamental good health that it's not even worth fighting. You know, sometimes I can get into bed and go, oh my gosh, I forgot to brush my teeth. But I will get up and I will do it. Because these are the teeth that I have, and my teeth are necessary for me to ingest the world and nourish myself and survive. And so hygiene is this premise that there is basic entropy to some degree, that while I'm nourishing myself, things may jam in between my teeth. And over time, that would create a residue that would become sticky and hard, and then it would begin to affect the quality of my teeth over time. And so, you know, we don't blame food for that. We know that food is necessary, and we know that it also creates this debris in our mouth. And so I know that over the course of a day, I'm sort of gathering up experiences and charges and traffic in my car, exchanges on the phone, exchanges in email. And so the human hygiene aspect here means I'm not here by willpower. I'm just here to clear out what I've gathered over time, sort of the static charge of being in the world. And some days that is enormous, and some days it's quite slight. Some days I really need to brush my teeth and pay a lot of attention. And some days it's okay, it's just daily maintenance. And so this week for me in particular is just going to be this sensation of arriving and meeting and sharing practice with you, with the sense that it's human hygiene. It's my ability to function out in the world as a better self. And so I show up and I take part, and I would simply offer that to us, just to take a week, just human hygiene. Show up, it's like washing your hands. It serves all of us. And so we start there, sitting tall, palms together, rub them briskly. Om Namo, I bow to everything outside of me, guiding me, healing me, holding me. Guru Dev Namo, I bow to everything inside of me that rises to meet it all. Heart high, chin lightly, and chest broad. 3 times with me, or just listen. Inhale. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Roll your shoulders, roll your wrists. Come to begin. So you begin your playlist at Naturaleza. And come to stand. Because it's Monday, I will warm up on the chair. Modification Monday means I will be seated. If you're standing and you know where you're going, inhale, hands up. Inhale, hands down. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, fold. To inhale, to inhale, to inhale, to fold. Inhale, 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 exhale. In, we go. Close your eyes. So we bring it in, we bring it in, we bring it in, and we let it out. The inhale increasing our capacity, reminding us of our capability, and then releasing out into the ground. And feeling the change that you're making as you move. Especially at the beginning, especially as we establish ourselves, really just clearing out what we've gathered up. So we can start, so we can hear ourselves more clearly. One more. And out. Standing tall, sitting tall, hands open. Sitting tall. Draw one elbow back, one hand out, and change, and change, and change. And if you are standing, your feet a little bit wider than hip distance, inhale the left out, exhale the right out, turn through the navel. And standing, putting a little bend in your knees, and then pressing, moving from the feet to revolve through the navel. And seated, I can really feel the action of my sit bones on the chair and how that rings out from the navel all the way to the seat. Eyes closed, just continuing right there. Removing from my system in particular, like what I start to notice as I'm just, what am I removing? I'm removing any, I can feel a pulse of hurry. It's Monday and there's momentum and I'm getting things done. And instead, I can simply let the motion slow a little bit. Just take that subtle layer of hustle. And settle in with more respect to what I'm doing. 3, 2, 1. And both elbows back, inhale. And exhale. Up into the chest, widen your feet, hands high, palms to touch. Hold over the left side, inhale up. Knees bent, tail back, fold right. Inhale, exhale. So if you can stand, you do this standing. If seated is better, do seated. Mama and Bessie, just do the warm up. Start in the seat. You start to change. Opening your chest and your ribs, finding your breath, eyes closed, settling. Again, I had to catch myself from hurry. Just slow down, just slightest beat. And so I show up here day after day to start to notice what I do, who I am, what I assume. And then I choose. With a ha, 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 ha. For 2, For 1. And to stand tall, hands high, 3 sips in, heart up, chin in, seat down, hands up. And releasing the chin, the elbows, the breath. Eyes stay closed, noticing for a moment. So that we remember why. Why should we show up? Why should we show up? So we can remember how we feel when we are clear and clean, back to ourselves. Onto your back, knees bent, feet flat. So I will go onto my back. On your back, just begin to draw your knee in, making a circle. If you're seated in a chair, your circle looks like this. Right? You can circle your ankle and your toes. If you're on your back, begin to lengthen out through the leg. But if you're seated in the chair, just keep your knee nice and bent. Slowly exploring, reverse your direction. Can be very small, can be so simple. And changing sides. Your left knee makes a circle. On your back, you extend into the ball of the base of the foot. Reversing your circle. Just working wherever you can, that you, exactly as you are, where you are, on the floor, in the chair, you are welcome and you are important and your body will function better and you will be happy for this. To the center. We're going to take 2. So if you're seated, hands hold the seat, just bring it up and widen it down. Maybe you pause. Bring it up and bring it around and set it down. If you're on your back, maybe you extend your legs all the way out and explore the periphery there. Where can those joints go? That we're all capable of different things at different moments. Reverse your circle. Out into the center. Invite your parents, invite your aunts and uncles. That this is human hygiene. To find the circumference and the periphery of our joints is what allows us to keep realizing there is more. We're not caught in the lines that we may have to follow. I want you to find a little wilderness outside of those lines. And then settle down. Perfect. Knees are bent, feet are flat, hands behind your head. Extend your right leg out and your left hand high. If you're seated, you're going to hold the side of your chair. Lift your head and shoulders and draw your right heel towards your hand. Inhale, open. Exhale, without. Each time you open out long, you're going to reach your hand up higher. Turn your heel in and your knee out. If it's too much, you just bring your hand to your knee. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. So we're starting to find a little more accessibility, a little more reach, and a little more ability. Here we go. Good. As you keep your tap, you're just going to lift the ankle behind the right ankle. So left foot down and then inhale, open. Exhale, tap, and cross the opposite foot behind it. Inhale, open. If it's too much, just keep the tap. We go one more, tap, and cross, and change sides. So your right hand goes overhead. You lift your head and shoulders, curling to tap your left heel. Inhale, open, left leg long. Opening and closing. Sometimes we think that, because I can't do the posture that I'm familiar with, then I can't do the practice. And even if you don't need it right now, if you had a broken ankle, a broken toe, then it would be great to know there's an alternative that you can continue with. Tap your heel if you need to, just stay there or cross the other ankle behind, right foot down, inhale, open. Exhale to tap, exhale to cross. That we are all included here. Ability, age, illness. We all want to open up. When we've been seated and rolled closed and our breath is constrained, open to what we're seeking, it's what we're reaching for. One more. Good. 2 feet down. Draw your knees to your chest. And cross your right ankle over your left knee. Good. Hands down. Hands on your thighs, forgive me, and then side to side. And just press your right thigh away. Flex and point your right foot. Make space, breathing all the way into your right hip. Lengthen out the right side lung. Good. Shake it out, set it down. Left ankle over the right knee, left hand on left thigh, pressing lightly away. And the breath into the left hip. Flex point. And letting it go. Roll yourself up to a simple seat. Hop up onto the edge of your blanket. Staying in your chair, we will widen the knees. Sit yourself a little bit further back. And then sweep side to side. Hands behind your knees, or if you're in the chair, hands on knees, up and over. Inhale, up, over. Exhale, down. And sometimes having the support of the chair can allow your body to not cringe, not hold out of concern, to keep yourself safe. We can trust the support of the chair, and then the body suddenly has a little more access to its movement. So Jenny, these might be great alternatives for you. One more. Good. Hands into the center, sit your seat back. Knees wide, just folding, lean with your heart. Crease at the hips, heels wide, toes up, knees face the ceiling if you're on the floor. Good. And sitting up, we're making a cross-legged seat. So the legs cross, block is lengthwise in front of you. Bring your right forearm to your block, and what I'll do is you can add up your blanket or a cushion to the thighs and sweep your left hand high. And bring your left forearm down in front of your right onto the block or the cushion with the thighs, and we move. Inhale, roll. And exhale, sweep close. Close your eyes now and go. Inhaling, open. Exhaling down. It's really in those moments when we're incapacitated in any way that we need the possibility of movement, that even small movement becomes more meaningful. Always available. Pause. We change sides, so the right hand can sweep high, up, open, rinse the spine, and bring it down. In and open. And down. Feeling into your body, where it catches, where it's tight, where it needs to shift. Give it a little extra moment in that spot. One more. Good. Palms together. Folding forward in your cross-legged seat, or elbows on knees as you can, or hands on knees, just folding. Press your seat back. Your chest is broad, your spine is long. Back of the neck opens. Good. Coming upright, put your hands on your thighs and circle your pelvis. If it's too hard, I'm on a wooden chair. You can sit on your blanket. Close your eyes and circle your pelvis and circle your pelvis. Especially with any hip replacement or hip tenderness or low back tenderness, move softly. But really, this is bringing circulation not only of blood, but energy and breath down where it's needed. The body's always seeking to heal itself. Circle the seat. If you got it, quicken. Make heat. Keep breathing it out. Reverse your direction, circle into the sea. And one side may feel coordinated and friendly, and the other side feels a little awkward. And our work here is to just stay with whatever shows up. If it's awkward, help smooth it out. If it's smooth and familiar, just keep it moving. And just stay with it. Can you let that movement into your thighs, into your abdomen, into your hands? Can they absorb this shift that you're making? Your inner organs being massaged, rinsed. They require that. Get a little taller through the spine, move it through the chest, all the way up, the shoulders. 5, 4, 3, 2. And pause so tall. Be still, eyes closed, hands on thighs. Inhaling sensation up towards the top of your head. And then exhaling that sensation back down into the solar plexus, into the belly. Maybe you can feel that wave of exhalation right down into the feet. And inhaling from the feet all the way up to the top of the head. This wash of attention through us, part of that idea of hygiene. Keep that and let the breath become very, very smooth. Notice anywhere it's rough or sticky or where there are gaps. Notice if there's any hurry. Like wiping over a countertop again and again until you find a stillness. Stay. Three, 2, 1. Big breath, roll the shoulders out through the hands, out through the feet. So I will continue the circles up here. I will go down to the floor later. But for the circles, because the circles, when you turn sideways again, it's so important. Kick your legs out, shake out your feet, knees side to side, feet up and down. I'm putting a blanket under my feet so that my thigh bones are perfectly perpendicular, perfectly parallel to the floor. I feel my feet are flat, and this brings my seat down, a little bit of a back bend, a little bit of a lift in the chest, heart out, chin. So this position of your pelvis and your spine is how you want, even if you were cross legs, you want to be able to sit up tall. If you can't find this posture, hop into a chair or add an extra blanket or a block. So that when we begin, if you're joining just now or for any reason came in late, then this is Shanti Ishta. You just hit play on your playlist and it will carry you through. You're gonna roll through the elbows, out the wrists, out the fingers. Deepen your breath the first few times. Roll the shoulders. I know that I need shoulder hygiene. I know that I hold my left shoulder much tighter than I hold my right, and I know that I hold that tension when I'm working, when I'm cooking, when I'm concerned. Whew. So we come to know ourselves through this repetition of the sequence. Maybe you keep your hands low, your elbows soft, or you begin to build that circle at a whisper of ha. Closing the mouth, out the nose. And it can stay so small, it can stay right here. And this is great. And it will serve you if you believe in it, if you trust it, if you stay. Or maybe it grows. This is for you. Not for any other purpose. You with you. Pregnant or on your cycle, just long, deep breathing. If you like, heart comes up, tuck your chin, drawing the back of the neck long and tall. Draw the pelvic floor lightly up, Mula Bandha, so that the spine becomes this line between seat and throat. Get very tall. Three, two, and one. Inhale, hands up, 3 sips in the mouth, in the nose. Hold the breath, heart up, chin in. When you breathe out the top of your head like a cork out of a bottle. Hands coming down. Good. Come to lie down on your back. If you're in your chair, you interlace, all of us, interlace your fingers to your right shin, drawing it close as you can, heart high. And just straightening the left leg. If you're seated, you just stay like this. If you're on your back, inhale up, exhale down. In the chair, you just keep your knee towards your chest as you can. Inhale, left heel up, exhale, left heel down. So that on your back, you are opening and closing the left hip, growing so strong and tall. And then we change sides. Draw the left knee in, interlace your fingers, keep it close, lying on your back. Inhale, draw your right heel high, exhale, bring it down. So that you're rinsing out the hip that you were using in your seat, in those circles, for 3, for 2, good, and for 1. And knees bend and feet flat, and putting your block between your thighs. If you stay here in your chair, put your hands behind you, holding the edge of the chair, sit with your heart high. And you stay there, and you breathe deeply and fully for the next minute. On your back, feet flat, holding the block, press your heels down, lift your hips. Exhale, set it to the floor. Inhale, peeling up. Exhale, rolling down. Heels down, lift your hips. Elbows down, lift your heart. Exhale, roll down. Inhale up. And exhale down. Heels down, hips come up, elbows down, heart up. You may go slowly, it may have a little more pace. Traditionally, it's done with more pace. This is entirely up to you. Keep it safe. Good. Adding the hands overhead on your inhale, exhaling hands down. Inhaling hands up. In your chair, heart up high, staying there. Long, deep breathing. We're lifting the chest. We're opening the collarbones. 3. 2. And 1 more. And set it down. Hands on thighs. If you're in your chair, just rest hands on thighs and find neutral. Chest is broad. Knees to your chest. Roll yourself to a simple seat. And roll up. On your chair or seated on your mat. Good, just rinse it out, fingertips to the shoulders. Inhale to the left and exhale to the right. And forgive me, now it's Shanti Ishta. So if you need to, start it right here. It's a good track, you can hear it twice. In left, out right. In the chair or on the seat, you are all welcome. It is so necessary. Scraping off the choices from outside that may or may not make any sense to us. It's so important to come back into ourselves. You're seated, you're steady, your information from the earth of yourself, right? You're rising tall into the sky of yourself. In left, out, right. It loosens, the chin turns. There is a wilderness within us. We have to find, and in that wilderness there are cycles and seasons, an innate order. So we get a little bit of wilderness. Lift your wrist over your elbow. Inhale, open, exhale, close. It can be very small, keep it simple. For me, don't hurry. What do you need to do? What's your practice? Oh. Good. Bring it higher, palms together, interlace the last 3, point at the sky, thumbs crossed, into the left and out to the right. Turn from the base, from your seat. Whatever you're sitting on, turn from there, let your shoulders move, let your head move. Make it very, very small, or make it rowdy. This is ours. Here we go. Maybe even your mouth corners rising. 3, 2, 1. Inhale, bring it up. Heart up, chin in, reach. I am a steeple. An antenna. Tree. Release. Good. And down. Bring it down. Belly down. Walk your body to the right side of your mat. And put your left hand out wide. So I will do this standing, left hand flat to a wall. I turn towards the right and I bring my left ribs down onto the mat or to the wall. I bring my left hip onto the wall. Right hand, fingertips, stay. My breath is into my left lung. Can turn and drop my head if I'm on the floor or chin towards the right shoulder. Spread your left fingers wide. Bring your right knee high, put it to the floor behind you. If you're on the floor, roll it open, otherwise, just turning. Both toes can face perpendicular to the wall. To the center, belly down, walk yourself to the left side of your mat. Bring your right hand wide to the right, palm to the floor. Hips go a little bit to the left. Come onto your outer right rib, outer right hip. If you're standing, toes point to the left. Right hand points to the right, left fingertips to the floor, to the wall. Start to turn your chin. Bring your breath up under your right armpit. Bend your left knee high if you're on the floor. Drop it behind you. Let your knee drop open. At the wall, just stay. Bringing breath and action and space right up your spine. Oh, all the places that we're holding on, all the places that might be held down, we have an opportunity to give it breath. Good, 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 good. And then turning, bring it down. So right here, I'm going to stay on the wall as my support. On the floor, take your left hand out, fingertips to the floor. Tuck your left toes under, left knee away from the floor. Right hand back, fingertips down. Bend your right knee. Hold your ankle. Just open here. If it's too much, you have a hand on the wall. Opening here. So exhale into the floor. Inhale, heel up, heart up. Exhale to the floor. Inhale, heel up, heart up. Exhale to the floor. Inhale. Good. Exhale. One more. Good. Belly down. So on the floor, the right hand goes out. The right toe is tucked under. The left hand reaches back. Knee bend, heel up. You may have a hand on the wall catching your outer ankle. If it's too much, mom or Bessie, you're going to turn and sit sideways so that your left knee, maybe you can catch it. Right? Inhale, hard up. Exhale, a little down. Inhale, heel up. Exhale, a little down. If not, put on the floor. And exhale down. Two more. Up and open. Press your left toes down. Chest broad. Go one more. Opening. Good. And all the way down. On the floor to cobra, palms down. Heart high, peeling open. Inhaling all the way up. Exhaling down. Adding your legs so that your knees bend. Inhaling up. If you're seated, you're simply hands behind you, peel your chest up high, and then round it down. Inhale, lift your chin, lift your heart. Exhale, tuck your chin and hands down. Inhale up. Exhale down. With the line of your chin is opening the front of your abdomen, down the back of your spine. 3. Good. 2. 1. All the way back, look to your knees, knees to touch, feet to touch, hands out long, hips to heels. If you're in your chair, fold yourself over, hands on knees, elbows wide. Walk your hands down your shins and maybe to your feet. Just fold over your thigh. Rising up, turning over, seated, so that we can roll forward and back. If you're in your chair, you're seated, forward, back. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. You are flushing movement through the spine, right from the pelvis, right from the pelvis. So you're holding your shins and you're rolling through the spine. So I will make modifications on Monday. You can replay it whenever you like, but this is for all of us, right? So maybe today you don't need it, and maybe today these modifications might bother you, but really, bring it up to stand. One day we will all need modifications. It's good to know, and we'll be grateful. Knees bend, tail back, inhale up, exhale down. Inhale, your squat might be this big. If you need to, hands are holding furniture. Hands on hips. Going further, hands on shoulders. Inhale up. And again, I have to shake off my hurry. Hands behind my head. Such a habit. You may stay or drop your hips all the way down to your heels. And when you stand, press into the floor. And 3. And 2. And 1. And hands down and palms face forward, and just feel that little extra effort, the little extra strength we make. Shake it out, bring it to your seat. So if you like, you go back to your chair. If you like, you go back to cross-legged seat. Loosen your wrists and all the joints of your fingers. Let it loosen your breathing in your face. Whisper of ha. Keep the breath, close the mouth, out the nose, nice and soft. Again, this can be so small and low, like you are tossing petals, or it gets larger and it grows. I want you to move with your wilderness. From inside, without restraint, without dictation. This is yours. Sometimes we're so familiar with rules that we don't know how to move on our own. Just let it come a little at a time. X, 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 X. Let it change. If the breath is too much, slow it down. Long, deep breathing works as well. You can do it. 15 seconds. You can do it. Keep adjusting. If it needs to get smaller, softer, looser, larger, where would you take it? Where does it serve you? 5, 4, 3, 2. Take hands up high, 3 sips in the mouth, in the nose. Heart up, chin in, stay. Lift the pelvic floor. Heart up, chin in, body so strong. When you breathe out the top of your head. And the elbows down. Take your time, eyes closed. Take your time. Take your time. Good. Pause your playlist where you are. Legs crossed or seated tall. Just stay. There is a brilliance, a light, a radiance within us all. That we can experience for ourselves, that we can feel. And we can shake everything else out of the way. We name this experience of ourselves as Sat. So when we greet one another, Sat Nam, I see this in me. I see this in you. Sat, this true brilliance, this great self. And Nam, I vow to that. I know this. Sat Kartar. Kartar is the doer. She, he, they, we, us. It takes action. May it be filled with this light, this truth, this wilderness, this untamed wisdom. Sat palms together, Kar palms forward, Tar hands out. It's just a blessing. If it's new for you, try it. If it's too much on your shoulders, keep your elbows bent and your hands a little bit low. Here we go. Sat, Kar, Tar. Sat, Kar, Tar. Sat, Kar, Tar. May I act with divinity. Kar, Tar. Sat, Kar, Tar. Sat, Kar, Tar. And the actions of divinity surround me. Sat, Kar, Tar. 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 Like an incantation. Let there be protection in it. Kar, Tar. Sat, 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 kar, tar. We're overwriting kar. We're rewiring the patterns of our sounds and the patterns of our words and the patterns of our minds. May our words be made of divinity. May our actions be made with truth. Over and over. Sat, kar, tar. 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 Sat, kar. Two more. Sat, kar, tar. One more. Sat, kar, tar. Notice the sensation, the strength of your quiet. Bring it down to the floor. If you're in your chair, sitting tall and resting back with a cushion behind your back, keeping yourself a little upright, hands on thighs. Resting without slumping. If you're on the floor, backs of the hands to the floor or hands on body. One song here, motif. Just press play and let it restart. Motif. The breath is full at first. Allowing through any sensation, any emotion. Deepening your breath. Soften the eyes and the mouth. Sensation of a smile inside of you, in your head. No one needs to see or know, but feel the sensation around your mouth, around your eye. Breathe it in. Hands overhead, wherever you've gone. Bend your knee. Walk your way. Hold your shin as if you've been seated. Just tuck your chin. Hands on thighs or hands down the shin. Roll your way up. Find a seat. Sweep tall. Interlace your fingers. Press your palms away. Tuck your chin. Round your back. And then inhale. Lift it up. Maybe you bend your elbows. And you press out. And then you bend up. And as your hands come down, pull your knuckles in. And inhale. Sweep up. Just as a last moment to like a little bit extra. Outside and inhale. Meeting. One more we go. Hands up high. And then bring your palms together. Down the middle. Good. Again, inhale, sweep wide. Palms together. One more time, inhale up. And bring it in. In your mind or aloud, repeat, I expand in success, abundance, and love every day. As I inspire those around me to do the same. Hands to the forehead center. I am the Sat Nam. 8 count Sat, 2 count Nam. Inhale. Sat Nam. Sat Nam, I see myself. Namaste, I see you. So that's probably going to be the largest Monday modification. We needed to have it so that you knew what to do without me there. Mid-month is a great time to really get in the chair. And now our job is to share that link of this practice with people we know who are hesitant. And they don't practice because it doesn't seem like there's a place for them. I can't get up and down off of the floor, or I don't have access to the props, or I don't know what to do. You got a chair, you got a body, and you've got light. Everyone deserves this sensation of light and access to it. So share it out. We've made it, it's digital, it's there. We'll make more, as much as we can. Share it out whenever you need to. Injury, illness, grief, constraint, start small. Keep practicing. There's always a way to move just a finger at a time. It's still a practice. Thank you so much. Thank you, my loves. I'll see you tomorrow at noon. Sat Nam.